My feed is full of tiny little naked babies that everyone is obsessed with.
I felt worthless. I felt ugly. I felt gay. I felt that note of
Okay, wait, that didn't sound right. Let me try again. Sonny Angels are a line of tiny collectibles that take the form of naked little babies with various hats. You can use Sonny Angels as phone charms, keychains, bag charms, or put them up on a shelf among their siblings. Sonny Angels have a cheeky side-eye expression as if they know a secret and are trying not to tell it to you. Their hats range from strawberries to pancakes to radishes to leaves. Basically, anything under the sun that can be considered cute. Sonny Angels are purchasable in blind boxes, meaning you don't know what you're going to get. You buy the box and you hope that it's the one that you wish for, creating an element of surprise. They've taken Gen Z and TikTok by storm, hanging onto the phones of influencers and celebrities alike, becoming a trend that people spend hundreds of dollars on. But what is it about Sonny Angels that is causing this craze? When you go to the official Sonny Angel website, you are met with the simple slogan written in a big, round font: He may bring you happiness. He is always by your side to make you smile. Sonny Angel will provide healing moments in your everyday life. He is a welcome sight at the entrance to your home, next to your bed, on your desk, and so many other places. The entire point of the simple design is to bring you joy and relieve you from stress, and I think that's proven through its design. If you look at Sonny Angels, the baby has a little bashful smile. If you stare at it too long, it might make you happy because of its gentle expression. On top of that, Sonny's hats are cute and simple. In my opinion, the design is nothing special, but I think that is what drives the appeal so much. The simple yet adorable designs mean you can buy one that suits your favorite aesthetic or your favorite color. Although these things may explain Sonny Angel's popularity, they don't explain why people are willing to spend hundreds of dollars on them and why they have caused such a craze among young people, specifically young women. But that's okay, because luckily, I'm here to explain that. Put in a coin, twist the knob, and hope the machine dispenses the toy you want. That is how a gachapon works. Gachapon is a Japanese word referring to those toy dispensers you bought as a kid. Gacha refers to the act of twisting the machine, and pon refers to the sound of the toy hitting the metal tray. You might be wondering what this has to do with Sonny Angels. This inspired merchandise brands to use gacha, specifically to sell blind box items such as Sonny Angels. But it's not just Sonny Angels. Sanrio, Pokemon, and Smisky are all Japanese brands that employ the gacha system to turn profits. The entire point of blind boxes is that you don't know what you're buying. For example, Sonny Angels releases a new series. Let's say the Sweet series for this example because I find it so adorable. And out of the Sweet series, you particularly want the Strawberry Shortcake Angel. And who can blame you? Look at it, it's so cute! So you go to the store and you buy the $12 blind box and hope that it is the Strawberry Shortcake one. Unfortunately, because there are 12 different collectibles in the series, you only have a 12th chance of actually obtaining the Strawberry Shortcake. Assume you get the one you wanted. You feel happy for a while since your reward system will be activated and dopamine will be released in your brain. This happiness is cognitively similar to that of taking drugs. You show it off to your friends, put it on your phone, and move on with your life. Until Sonny Angel releases a new series, you find yourself another angel that you want, and you think, I got lucky last time, maybe my luck will continue. So you purchase another one. Now, let's say you didn't get the one you want, which is the more likely outcome. You have the option of either moving on and going on with your life or buying another box, hoping for the Shortcake Angel. What do you think most people pick? Do you believe gacha models would turn so much revenue if most people went home after losing once? So you buy another box and you either win or lose. If you win, congrats, go back to scenario 1. If you don't, you may think, I've lost twice in a row, there's a bigger chance of winning now. By the 5th box, you have now unlocked the sunk cost fallacy, which Oxford Dictionary defines as the phenomenon whereby a person is reluctant to the phenomenon whereby a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have invested heavily in it, even when it is clear that abandonment would be more beneficial. Or you can avoid this whole struggle by skipping the gamble and buying it secondhand. But gacha systems are good at creating artificial scarcity, so you wind up having to buy it at an inflated price. Or you can just buy the whole series crate for like $100. Yeah, sure, whatever. At least it guarantees you the prize you want. It's gambling, for God's sake. A lower risk, lower reward form of gambling, but it's gambling nonetheless. But considering that it's a form of gambling, why is Gen Z spending their money on toys? Why not actual gambling? Why not alcohol? Why not different luxury items? Why toys? Gen Z has been dubbed the anxious generation and the loneliest generation. And looking at the state of the world, it's no surprise. Gen Z has gone through COVID-19, the financial crisis of 2008, various wars, riots and protests every other week, general political unrest, as well as the general feeling of impending doom because of the biggest threat of all, climate change. On top of all that, Gen Z is the first generation to be so easily connected to the rest of the world while all this unease is occurring. It is easier than ever to go on social media and see videos of children dying in war, news clips about man-made wildfires, reels discussing what rights women are losing this week, tweets detailing what new ridiculous thing Trump has said and done, articles warning of an incoming financial crisis. The list goes on. It's no wonder Gen Z is so anxious and lonely. The world around them is on fire, literally and figuratively, and there is virtually nothing they can do about it. COVID-19 especially made Gen Z more individualistic, introverted, and socially anxious. Human connection is at an all-time low. Now, let's go back to the Sonny Angel slogan. He may bring you happiness. Get it now? It makes complete sense that young adults may turn to things that are considered childish. Enjoying cute, childish things is a form of escapism during a daunting time. Many people consider it healing their inner child. Thus, Gen Z is obsessed with things like Smiskies, Sonny Angels, and Sanrio collectibles. It is very easy to form an emotional connection with these toys. Young women aged 18 to 24 are actually the biggest consumers of blind box items, not children. It definitely makes sense that women especially would enjoy collecting Sonny Angels because they are literally designed to help with the stress that we deal with when it comes to adulting. And nowadays, today's women are the least likely to get married and have children, meaning we have a lot more disposable income to spend on other things that may bring us happiness. Another reason for their success is, as time goes on, age-old measures of success become less and less achievable for young people. Buying a house, having a steady job, and starting a family seem so out of reach for many young people today, myself included. These things feel impossible because the cost of living is rising at an insane rate while wages are staying the same, thus forming a lipstick economy. I've talked about this economic concept before because I think it is a good explanation of what drives overconsumption in young people. Although the lipstick index is more of a humorous way to talk about overconsumption and economic recessions, the lipstick index refers to the fact that during recessions, consumers start saving money and employ discretionary spending, but will continue to occasionally buy small luxury items such as lipstick, or in this case, toys. It is harder to make big milestone purchases, like cars and houses, but we still want to get that joy from spending, so we've settled for $12 blind boxes of cute 3-inch figurines. And as I mentioned, Gen Z is a very introverted generation. For example, Gen Z is less likely to go out, to drink, or to have social gatherings. All of this time spent alone makes us turn to hobbies that can be enjoyed alone and buy things that make us feel less alone, such as little babies. If I were to summarize this whole video in a sentence, it would be that the cute nature of Sonny Angels makes people form emotional bonds to them, and the gambling system keeps customers coming back. To be clear, I'm not judging people who buy Sonny Angels or blind boxes or anything of the sort. Personally, I love Sanrio. I love Cinnamoroll, I love Chococat, I love Hello Kitty, I love them all. I think they are all so cute, and I definitely would spend more money on Sanrio collectibles if I had it. But I don't. Having shelves stocked full of collectibles never made sense to me. At some point, you will eventually fall out of this interest, and then you will either throw away this plastic, sell it, donate it, or shove it in a closet somewhere. Realistically, it's just a waste of money and space. I never realized just how inconvenient collector culture is until I had to move, and I had to put away all the books I own and then had to put them all up again. But I don't even own that many books, and it still felt tiring and exhausting. There's also the argument that it's healing your inner child. The concept of healing your inner child is so wildly misunderstood, in my opinion. Healing your inner child is not just about buying yourself a toy, while that may be part of it. Healing your inner child is about revisiting your childhood and unpacking all the trauma you went through. It's a really difficult process, and it goes far beyond enjoying stereotypically childish hobbies. I have no doubt that these things make you happy. I'm sure that collecting Funko Pops and Sonny Angels brings you some form of momentary joy. My point is that this is not sustainable happiness, and the joy that comes from buying these things rarely lasts forever. And at some point, you're gonna have to ask yourself, at what point does it stop being comforting and just start being a waste of money, an obsession, and a hoarding problem? At the end of the day, this is just my opinion. You don't have to listen to it, you don't have to agree with me, and I'm definitely not telling you that you have to stop buying collectibles. Again, that's not the point of the video. It's just meant to leave you with a little question that you can ask yourself on whether this is really worth it or not. So, in no way is the point of this video to judge people who like to buy things like Sonny Angels. But it is interesting to think about the fact that there are people who are spending thousands of dollars on it. At the end of the day, there are bigger problems in the world. The world is not going to end if you buy a $12 Sonny Angel. I'm not claiming that it will. I'm definitely not crying in my room, sobbing, tearing down the walls just because some people are spending thousands of dollars on collectibles. Again, it's your money, use it how you want. I only wanted to explore why it's a thing, why this phenomena exists, and why people are more than happy to spend money on toys. I just thought it was really interesting and I wanted to explore this topic a little more. And if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching this whole thing. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe, and comment telling me what you think. And as always, have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye!